Just say it.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, great, nobody's home because we went to 10 houses literally and nobody's home. So I'm walking down the street like this. And here I am, going up to this house, and finally somebody answered. Well, this lady was like, all right, I'm going to hell. So I was like, turned to my buddy Andrew. He's like, take over. So he took over. So then we went a couple blocks down the street, and I see this kid, and he looked like he was about 5 or 6. He's just sitting on the curb like this. So I'm like, all right, this is it. I'm going to talk to this kid. I'm shredding the yarn. So I walk over there, and I sit on the curb. I'm like, what's up, dude? My name's David. What's your name? He's like, Juan. I'm like, dude, all right. So I'm thinking, this kid's not going to understand a word I'm saying, so I might be striking out again. He's like, I'm 7. I'm like, that's tight. And I was like, where do you go to school? He's like, it's pretty far down there. And he started telling me a direction. This kid walks 4 miles to school by himself, and he's 7. So I'm like, damn. This kid literally lived in a house that was 40 feet by 40 feet. And I was like, so who do you live with? And he started naming all these people, and I'm like, I have no clue who that is. So I'm standing there, and then he's like, yeah, but you know, every once in a while I get a shower if I need it. Which is, and he told me was about every 3 days. That's if he's good in school. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, this sucks. And he's like, and at night I don't get to sleep. And I was like, why is that? And this kid literally lives in a house with anywhere from 12 to 15 people a night. And they share one bed, and they rotate. And I'm sitting there thinking, wow. And he starts going on, and he's talking, and he's like, and not to mention, my dad and my brother beat me. And I'm like, well, do you have a relationship with Jesus Christ? And he's like, well, I go to church, but my church doesn't love me. And I said, why is that? And he says, because nobody pays attention to me. And I was like, dude, you're wrong. He's like, what? I'm like, Jesus pays attention to you. And then we got to talking. And it was so cool because I was like, the gospel version we have is like for older people and not 7-year-olds. So I was like, all right, so I'm going to put it in his turn. And after every word, I was like, so there's this God guy, right? You understand me? Yeah. I went through the gospel. You understand? Yeah. He's like, do you have to be quiet when you pray? I was like, no. And I was like, you want to go to heaven? He's like, yeah. Will that get me away from my parents? And I was like, sat there and I was like, I don't know, dude, just pray this prayer. And I prayed a prayer, and he prayed it out loud. He accepted Christ, and he actually ended up giving us what I would guess would be all the kids in his house. And that's it.
One.